Good morning, guys. Today it's tip 5, and it will be about the preparation of a term sheet, which would be the first document that you have to do when you identify a distributor or a partner and you want to work with them, right before doing your distribution agreement. Because if you don't get to an agreement with this document, no way that you start working on a distribution agreement, which is much more complex to do. Okay, so let's go on it.
Okay, guys, so this is the term sheet I'm currently using when I do a new distribution agreement. So it's quite easy, and you will be able to redo it. So from the upper left, so you see distributor name and country. That's how to identify your term sheet. Then you come to the licensee, which it will be the part 1, the one that is giving the product. The distributor will be part 2. Territories, you put 1 country, or it can be also up to 2 countries. So you will have country 1, 2, or more. Then you have the product. So basically, you can put the family of product here, but at the end, you will have the opportunity to include the full list. So if it's the case, you don't have to document more. Exclusivity, it will be a yes or no, depending the kind of contract that you do with your distributor. The initial term, so I do recommend when you go for distribution to work with a 1 or 2 year maximum. That's the recommendation. And when you go for partnership, which is much more investment, I do recommend that you start with a 3 years period. That's much better. Renewal should be automatic, and it can be either 1 or a 2 year auto renewal that you have. Then it comes to the termination notice. So termination notice, normally 3 months would be enough, so I would put 90 days. The credit term is the term where your partner will pay, so it would be between 30 to 60 days to my recommendation. And the term for tenders, it depends if you do have some public market, but you have to understand that it can go quite high, and sometimes you can have up to 180 days for the payment. The discount for the expired product, so either you include a percentage of discount based on the transfer price, so you do the discount before up to 2 or 3%, or you decide to pay for the expired product each time that you have some returns. If you go to the line 14, which is stock in months, I would recommend to have 2 to 3 months of inventory depending your lead time. The exportation Incoterm could be FCA, or it can be also CIF or SIP, depending if your partner is picking or you're shipping the product. Price, well, normally I use USD, but of course it can be USD, or you can do euros also if you prefer. The markup, it will be, of course, depending in the country by country. So if you go to public market, remember our tips, previous classes, it can be up to 8%. And for private market, it can be 10 to 15% based on the definition of the markup. Again, markup definition for us is the transfer price plus the duties and the freight all together. Then from that, you can add the markup that you decided. Signature, go live, and purchase, it's all about putting a date based on your KPIs, objectives. Then here you define who's responsible for what for all the services. So it can be part 1 or part 2 for all the consideration of services. Then comes on the right kind of estimation of the sales. So depending the duration of the contract, you will have the sales of the first year up to the 3rd year. You put the total sales, and then you include the sales plus duties, and then on the side you include the markup or gross margin for your partner. At the end, you can put the total of sales, which will give you the value of your contract, which is quite interesting when you want to forecast the level of risk, or you want to make some attractivity for your contract. For the product, so again, here you will put the prices by product, depending if it's a SIP, a CIF, or FCA Incoterm. It's a product by country, so you put on the left side the product list, and then you will have the price, which can be different country by country. So you indicate here the price in the currency that you have defined. Here it's in US dollars. So That's it. So you can use this document as a reference for your term sheet. I think it's very useful before starting any negotiation and before starting what would be your, I would say, your final draft of a distribution agreement. Not necessary to go on the distribution agreement. You don't ever first get some approval on the document here.
Okay, so hope you like the tip, and I wish you a good week. I'll talk to you next week for tip 6. Bye-bye.